What's up, guys? It's Raph. Not in the Raph cave. I'm actually in my living room right now, and I want to tell you guys about something that's very, very important when you own a flat screen TV, and that's better audio. Now, I know everyone, a lot of people, they want to go into a store and they just want a big TV, put it in their living room, and call it a day. But guys, you're missing out on so much more entertainment than just a big TV on the wall, and that's audio. Audio is a lot of times the second thought, afterthought of getting into their room. But when you're watching a movie, when you're listening to sports, when you're just lounging and enjoying watching TV, sound is super important. And it's lacking. It really is lacking. So when you walk into a home and you just see a TV on the wall, you're like, do they have better sound? Probably not. So guys, when you walk into a store and you buy a TV, you gotta get sound as well. Video and audio are very important to go together. And a lot of people think that, oh yeah, the TV will come with speakers. If you notice, TVs nowadays is just a screen. Where are the speakers? Oh, they're behind the TV or on the bottom of the TV firing down, and they're the size of like a nickel or even a dime. It's crazy. So when you're listening to TV and you're like, what did he say? I can't hear. You know, I got sound of explosions and I got to listen to voices and you really can't understand it. It's because you don't have a center channel, right? You want a center speaker. So I've worked retail for over 20 years. I've sold lots of sound bars, and I want to show you guys something that's really, really cool. A sound bar, guys, and a sound bar from Sony. Now, when you think about Sony, you think about so many years and tradition of high quality entertainment and performance from Sony, whether it be TVs, speakers, audio equipment, you name it. Sony is there to deliver incredible, incredible value and content. And what I want to show you guys is called the Bravia Theater Bar 7. And Sony was nice enough to send this to me to show you guys. I'm super, super excited to show this. Everyone's been very pleased with the performance. And the spectrum of sound bars is unbelievable. You can get a sound bar for $50 or you can get a sound bar for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, right? There's a wide range of speakers and sound bars. But what's nice about having something that's medium budget, right? It's something that's going to last years and years. It's something that's going to make your money worth it. It's going to stretch your dollar, because when you enjoy something like this, every moment, every capture of emotion, every explosion, every word of dialogue, every musical score, you're going to be able to enjoy with your new TV on the wall or on the stand. And that's a soundbar. Super, super awesome. So guys, when I talk about Sony soundbar, this particular soundbar has so many awesome features. You know, back in the day when you get a soundbar, it's an optical port and you turn it on and that's it. But with the advancements of Sony's delivered into their soundbars, you're getting 360 spatial audio. It creates an entire audio globe around your area just from the speaker itself, because it has microphones to measure the room and give you incredible dialogue, incredible audio effects, height as well to hear the overhead effects like Atmos. This speaker has it all. It's got 9 speakers built into it. It's got a separate subwoofer, which is wireless, that you can put anywhere in the room to give you that thunderous bass, which is great. And you can also expand this as well. So if you do want to have like rear speakers, you can actually add surround sound, or if you want like a bass head like myself, you can add a second subwoofer to this soundbar. Absolutely insane. Now it is smart as well. So you're going to get an app that you can download and actually program this, set the bass, set the dialogue, set how much quality of sound you want to get, which is absolutely awesome to have that freedom. Plus it does have its own remote control, so you can control it with the remote, which is great. But of course, it's going to have the eARC, the HDMI port. So when you plug it into your TV, it's going to pass Dolby Atmos. It's going to pass DTS:X. It's going to handle IMAX as well, which is incredible. It does have Bluetooth. It works with Spotify, works with Apple AirPlay. So music heads out there, you want to listen to great music in your living room, connect it to this, you're good to go. Gamers out there, which I am very much a gamer, this soundbar accepts 4K, 120 hertz, VRR, ALLM for all your gaming needs is covered. That is amazing for this soundbar. So much potential, so much quality. So guys, this is an incredible tech of soundbar here. So I can't wait to unbox it place it here and hook it up and show you guys what it's all about. Let's go. All right, guys, let's get this unboxed and see what's inside. As you can see, the specs on the box: 360 spatial sound mapping, optimization, Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, 8K HDR, 4K 120 pass-through, Bravia Connect, Apple AirPlay, Spotify. It's got it all. It's amazing. All right, guys, you know what time it is. Black pin. Let's go. Got a couple boxes here. Looks like one is going to be your subwoofer. This one is the Bravia Theater Sub 7. And you can also upgrade this to a Sub 9 if you want to, which is really cool. So normally, of course, with a subwoofer, if you want to get the biggest performance from it, of course, you put it in the corner so you get that boomy bass. But since this is wireless, you could place it anywhere in the room that looks nice or complements, you know, the area you're in, which is nice as well. All right, so here we are, guys. Very nice. We got a porthole here. And looks like the sub is a side firing. And you got the feet on the bottom with the power cord as well. And then you'll have your sync button here. So very nice looking sub. Not too big, not too bulky. So you can have a lot of different space for this. A lot of places to put this. All right, the main event. Look at this. So you have an HDMI in and HDMI out arc. So for your flat screen, you want to look for the HDMI E-arc, arc or E-arc, and then that'll connect to the back of the soundbar. So that way whatever's on screen will go automatically to the soundbar. Oh, this feels nice. Very nice quality here. Love the packaging. This nice felt baggie here to keep it in pristine condition. And look at that. Beautiful. Bravia Theater Bar 7. 9 speakers. That is awesome. Arc and then the power. Very nice. Look at that. See, when you place a soundbar into your TV, it just adds so much quality. Right there, all your audio, one bar. Now, of course, you know, you can have a giant movie theaters type surround sound system, but for a living room, is that what you really want? No, you want something simple, clean, elegant, but give you that grand audio experience without spending a ton of money and having bulky equipment everywhere. It's fantastic. Soundbars are such a good idea, and especially from Sony, so much features packed into the soundbar. Absolutely incredible. All right, so this gear is going to be, looks like remote control with batteries. Very nice. This might be a little feet for the soundbar. Here's your power cord here. This looks to be about the same length as the subwoofer, about 4.5 feet. They include an HDMI cable for your E-arc, which is amazing. So that'll go into the back of the TV, back of the soundbar, one cable here. They do give you the batteries, and they do also include the wall mount. That is awesome. So if your TV's on the wall and you want to mount the soundbar right to the wall. And Sony provides the brackets in the box. Premium experience to cover all bases. Wall mount or table mount. Awesome, Sony. Good job. And then, of course, it's going to be your wall mount template. So you can put this on the wall and get the exact measurements to find the studs and mount it to the wall. Very awesome. Instruction manual. But the great thing about it is downloading that app, and the app will walk you through all the steps to connect it to your TV, which you're going to do right now. All right, guys, I'm going to clean all this out of here. Plug in the HDMI into the TV, get the power cord hooked up, hook up the subwoofer, and we're going to get that app, and we're going to go have some fun with this soundbar. Let's go. All right, guys, There is the Bravia 7 soundbar with the wireless subwoofer installed, and it looks incredible. I put on the little feet underneath with the included 2 screws, so it elevated the soundbar a little bit, which looks great. I set up the HDMI cable to the back of the TV where it said EARC, and then plugged both in, so now I'm ready to install it. So now we want to do that app. Now we want to install the Sony Bravia Connect. All right, so download that. And then go ahead and log in, and then let's go from there. So you want to go ahead and turn on the location finding, and there it goes. It already found the soundbar, just like that. Now it gives you an option to sign in, so if you want to do that, go right ahead. I would recommend it. All right, guys, after you sign in, it's going to start preparing the download data to start using the soundbar. All right, so it says move closer to the soundbar. It says, can you hear the device? Yes, I can. Pairing required. Start setting up the pairing. Yep, Bluetooth pairing. HDMI connections. Checking the HDMI connection. HDMI connection has been confirmed. Now what I want to do on your TV remote, you want to make sure the TV says HDMI ARC. If it doesn't say ARC on your TV, make sure you switch your sound output of your TV to HDMI ARC. All right, so we go next. Configuring the network. You want to connect the Wi-Fi to it. All right, network setup is complete. And it asks you if you have rear speakers. So right now we don't, but if you did want to add rear speakers, those are the compatible rear speakers for the Bravia Theater 7 soundbar. So we're going to skip for now. Maybe we'll be able to connect those in the future. It's looking for the subwoofer. It has found the subwoofer right there. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. And then they're going to ask you, let's place the subwoofer. So you can place it somewhere that's, convenient or aesthetically pleasing, or if you just want the maximum bass, throw it in the corner. You can also put it near the seating position if you want to get a little near field bass in the couch. So you don't want to block the porthole, so make sure you keep the porthole out. My porthole is facing forward, but if you face it to a wall, give it some room to breathe. That's what they're saying here. Connect the power cord, of course, in the back. Did that already. And just make sure it's upright. And don't place it on the side, covering up the woofer. All right, so it's installed. Now it's going to link to the subwoofer with the soundbar, so that's good there. Waiting for the connection. It'll probably make a little beep. It's actually telling us to press that link button. Remember that little button in the back of the soundbar or the subwoofer? Let's go ahead and find it here. Found it. Pressed it. And it tells you can connect the second subwoofer if you want. So there we go. Subwoofer is connected. Now it's going to set up the device software updates, which is very important to keep the soundbar performing its best. And looks like there is an update right now. Improves voice localization to be more centered when using multi-stereo function. Nice. So yeah, let it update, and let's improve the performance. All right, guys, update is complete. Turn on auto update, of course. Optimizing surround sound for your room. Loud sounds will be played from the speakers for a few dozen seconds during measurements. So this is the part where it's going to self-measure itself to your room to optimize the sound of where it's placed, which is amazing. This is a smart sound bar, and Sony's put in some really smart tech to make the soundbar perform its best wherever you happen to place it. So that's super cool and an important reason why you want to download the Sony Bravia Connect to set up the new soundbar, which is great. So let's go ahead and do the calibration. What is the distance from your viewing position to the soundbar? I'd say probably 10 feet or further. Move to the location you usually sit in. Interesting. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go sit on the couch and measure this. All right, so as I sat on the couch, it did the little chirps and beeps and said it's good to go. Perform the measurement required for optimization of the room. So this is where it's going to use the microphone. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, so basically it wants you to use your phone's microphone to measure the sound where the sound bar is. So basically I'm flipping my phone. The app is telling me to flip my phone so the microphone is facing the sound bar. And you want to put the microphone at about ear level. And now it says it's optimized the surround sound, and now it's going to play back a sound demo. This is the 360 sound mapping. That's very cool. So when it has 9 speakers, it has speakers that fire sideways, fire upwards, and fire at you. So you're getting the full spectrum. I imagine if I had the surround speakers, it would be even more developing, but that's something you can always add in the future, which is amazing. Okay, so lastly, it says give the device a name. We're going to say living room soundbar. There we go. Great work. Setup is complete. And here is the app that you want to get into. So now we can have night mode. So if you don't want to disturb a lot of people around you, you can just keep it more, basically it'll enhance the dialogue speaker, the center speaker, so you hear the dialogue and not so much of the surround sound effects and bass. Then of course, voice mode is just to have more dialogue. Bass level's at 0. Definitely want to crank that up. I'm going to go 7. And then we got settings here. Wireless speaker settings, sound settings, HDMI settings, Bluetooth, system setup, network. For the height of sound field, you want to put that higher. See, it gives you an option of the lower, default, or higher. Put it on higher so you get more of an accentuated like surround effect going up above you. And that's on, looks good. Compressive dynamic range. There's your sync, advanced auto volume. The advanced auto volume is going to be for those loud commercials. If you want to keep those loud commercials at the same volume for everything, you can do that. And you do have a subwoofer phase setting. Neat. Something to experiment on. Your HDMI settings, you have control for HDMI. You want to keep that on so the TV can control the volume. Your TV power link off, keep that on auto so it turns on and off with the TV. Signal pass through. Let's do that on auto. eARC, of course, is on. If your TV has eARC, go ahead and turn that on. And then your signal format, we're at enhanced format for 4K 120. And you have PIP, which is neat. Bluetooth settings, system settings, auto standby. Let's turn that on so it turns off in 20 minutes of inactivity. Very good. Auto update network. You have a dimmer, so you can turn down the soundbar light, which is nice. Cool. So a lot of great options here. And then, of course, your software update, which we already have it on auto, but it makes sure you're up to date, which is great. All right, guys, I've had some time with the Bravia 7 soundbar, and it is absolutely really, really nice. I watched live TV, just a regular antenna TV. Immediately, the dialogue was in front, was clear. I can understand what people are saying. Changed channels. Everything just sounded really good. Waited for commercials. None of the commercials jumped up super high. They were the same volume throughout. That's with that nice volume equalization built in. So that sounded great. I flipped over to music. I used my cell phone, and I actually streamed some YouTube music through the TV, through the ARC, right into the speaker, and music sounded really nice. This subwoofer pumps, so I'm glad I set it to number 7. This was a nice sub. But I definitely would recommend another sub to pair with this soundbar. That's a really unique feature about the Sony soundbars. You can have 2 subwoofers connected, and I think adding a second sub would really flesh out the feeling and the emotional of the bass and the beat, and just fill the room a little bit better. And that's what's great about the soundbar. You can have 2 subs, so you can put a sub in front, sub in the back, 2 front subs, wherever you want. They're wireless. It's fantastic. Just plug it in the power and you're good to go. And of course, the rears. Maybe someday I'll get the rears plugged in, but that would really finish the 360 bubble spatial sound system. So that way everything just sounds more enveloped around you, which is great. I did notice the upfiring sound. So the dialogue was really filling up overhead to fill the entire screen, which is really nice. So I like that. And the volume from the TV controlled the volume of the soundbar, which is great. But you do have the remote control, and also you do have the app as well on your phone, so you can adjust the way it sounds, the bass up and down, the volume. Readjust the calibration if you want to redo it. And then, of course, you can add your surround and add your subwoofer through the app. So it's very, very simple, very easy laid out, which is great. I love the look of this. It looks great. It's clean, professional. Not very bright lights in front, but you also can dim the lights, which is nice. So it's very minimal lights, which is awesome. And I love the look of the sub. This sub is thin, but sounds good. It does the job, which is great. And it would probably sound even better in the corner. But I like the way it looks right here. It fills this little gap. But if the missus doesn't like it there, of course, we're going to put it in the corner and hide it, and you won't even see it, which is really great. So very good connection with HDMI, which is great. It does have all the 4K 120 VRR and all the game pass-through. HDR works fine. Dolby Vision's fine. Dolby Atmos. Watching Netflix here, man, just the previews. Full dialogue. It carried throughout this living room. I was in the back in the kitchen. Everything sounded clear and crisp with the dialogue and the voices. I can be doing dishes and I can still hear what's going on. It's amazing. So, guys, great investment for the soundbar. If you don't have a soundbar under your TV, look at the Sony soundbar Bravia 7. Really great. And it's nice to have that expansive ability to add the rears later on, add another subwoofer later on. It's a really, really nice home theater. Worth your investment, worth your money. I'll leave a link in the description below. Check it out if you want. But it's pretty awesome, and it's super easy to set up too. Simple to set up. Comes with the mount to mount it on the wall if you want. It's fantastic. So thanks, Sony, for sending this to me. And that's staying right there. And hope you guys enjoy it if you get yours. Thanks for watching. Home Theater Rules. Raph out. See ya.